Good morning, YouTube. It's Big Rob again. It's November 13th. I recorded this morning. I don't know if I'll edit this video any, or I may just drop it just like it is, depending on how things go this afternoon, what kind of time frame I have. Kind of a little different show today, maybe. I don't know. It's only 4 episodes in, so I don't really have a precedent, I guess. 2 days ago, on the 11th, we had the passing of 2 great entertainers. I just take a second to mention. One was Kevin Conroy, great actor, great voice actor. He provided the voice of Batman in Batman the Animated Series. If you've never watched Batman the Animated Series, go check it out. There's clips all over YouTube. He's got such an amazing gravelly voice. And not only that, just the show itself was amazing. And it was a kid's show, but it had a lot of real heavy material in it. It was really, really well written. The other entertainer that passed Friday was Gallagher. Might know him as the Smashing Watermelons guy. And man, I love Gallagher. When video rental stores were a thing, Blockbuster. We never had a Blockbuster in my hometown. We had Fitzgerald Video Warehouse, represent. And I used to rent Gallagher tapes all the time. And man, I watched him Smashing Watermelons. It was absolutely hilarious. I don't know why, but it was. So take a moment of silence to think about that. That's probably enough. The vastly more important thing that happened Friday, November the 11th, was Veterans Day. And I just want to take a minute here and talk about that. We celebrate Veterans Day. That's for all of our servicemen and servicewomen who have defended our freedom and defended our liberty and have now retired. That's not an easy thing. I never had the distinction of serving in the military, so I can't know firsthand what these people go through. But just listening to friends, listening to family, listening to people talk about it, I mean, they see stuff that you and I as civilians cannot comprehend. And they volunteer to do this. I mean, not all of them have altruistic reasons. There's some that do it for things that, maybe, I mean, let's just be honest, sometimes they do it to avoid jail time. But the vast majority of our service people just love this country and love the people and want to defend them. And that's freaking amazing. I'm going to get a little sappy and I might tear up. And that's embarrassing, but that's okay. If you don't want to see us, you can skip to the next video. I'll put another one up next week and hopefully it'll be absolutely ridiculous, but whatever. I love America. Always have, always will. We have a lot of issues, and it's not a perfect country, but it's the best one around as far as I can tell. I love the fact that you can meet people from everywhere here. It's a melting pot. We're so unique in that there's no one background for America. Well, Native Americans. Those people we kind of screwed them over. That's another show. But you've got people from Europe, from Africa, from Asia, from India, from Australia, just the entire world is congregated in this country and to build a better life. because this is the land of opportunity. Is it hard? Yeah, it's freaking really, really hard. But that's the thing. If you're willing to work hard, you can do it still. Um, I don't for one second believe that the American dream is over. I believe it's hard, maybe even harder than it's ever been to attain it. And, the American dream in the 1950s, I guess, was, the dad worked, the mom stayed home and took care of the kids and took care of the house, and that was cool. You could live on a single income, and I know that's almost impossible now. I'm not stupid. I'm not some starry-eyed dreamer. I'm not some doe-eyed naivety. I understand, but I still think it's in a great country. I still think it's worth fighting for. I still think it's the best place to live, and I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. It's some of the most beautiful land, and some of the most diverse land. I live in South Georgia, some of the most beautiful countryside, the trees and the fields. You drive over or fly over to Kansas and you've got grasslands. Down to Texas and Arizona, New Mexico, you got your deserts. You go up to Alaska, you got your frozen tundra. Go down to Hawaii and you got a tropical paradise in one country. Who else can say that? I don't know. Maybe there are others. I'm not sure. We welcome people in all the time. I'm not going to get started on illegal immigration versus legal immigration. That's not what I'm here for. If y'all want to talk about that, there's other channels for that. But people do come in. We welcome immigrants all the time, and people are constantly fighting to get over here because it's such an amazing country. So, with that being said, we celebrate's the wrong word. We remember our veterans on Veterans Day. We remember our service persons that gave the ultimate sacrifice on Memorial Day. Armed Forces Day is when we remember the service persons who are still active duty. I don't know why that's not a federal holiday like the other two. It should be, but it's not. That's okay. If you know somebody, if you know a veteran, if you're related to a veteran, just stop and think about them for a second. If you're a praying person, say a little prayer for them, because their life is not easy. They may seem like they have it all figured out, and they may, but there's a lot that don't. If you've got time, spend it with a veteran. If you've got the ability to donate money or anything else, that's a worthy cause. The Wounded Warrior Project is amazing. They take care of veterans. They help veterans. There's a lot of others. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you have to donate to them. I'm not saying you have to donate at all. But if you're able to and you're in that position, somebody that helps veterans is I think, an extremely worthy cause. My my granddaddy, which Papa passed away November 12th a few years ago, so it's been a fun weekend. Papa was in the Army and the Navy. He went to the Army when he was 15, lied about his age, and he got shipped off to San Juan, Puerto Rico, where he learned how to drive because they assigned him first as an ambulance driver and then driving officers around. I wish I could remember a tenth of the stories that he used to tell, because they were some amazing doozies. Anybody that knew my granddaddy late in life, he was a preacher man. and he was one heck of a hellfire and brimstone preacher. But when he was young, he was crazy, and he didn't mind the booze and the fighting and stuff. When he got out of the Army, he went into the Navy for a change of pace, and he was on the ship called the USS Forrestal. I'd have to look it up or talk to Dad and get the dates. I can't remember exactly what years, but I just, my memory's terrible. But the Forrestal was what the U.S. Navy termed as a jinx ship. It caught on fire several times. There was several mysterious deaths. It was just a hinky ship, but Pa served on it. And on a Navy ship, there's always some Marines. Part of what they do is they guard the brig on the ship, the jail. My granddaddy used to go out, get drunk, start fights, and end up in the brig. And he ended up in the brig so much that he was named an honorary Marine by the guards. Last time he got out, the sergeant told him he never wanted to see him again. Pops has some great stories. My Uncle Richard, Pops' brother, he was in the Army, and then he's a Marine. He did 2 different service branches as well. I don't know as much about Uncle Richard's service. I'll have to ask him a little bit about it next time I talk to him. He doesn't need to call Uncle Richard. My brother Waylon, he's a Marine. Brother Casey Wayne, he's a pain in the ass, but he was in the service. Zane was in the service. My Uncle Woodrow, he's been passed away for several years. He fought in World War II, lost his leg. He used to have a wooden prosthetic, and it had a hole through it, and used to pass popsicle sticks through that hole. Freaked us kids out. We were, 8, 9 years old. It was wild. My cousin Corey, he went into the Army not for very long, but he was in the Army. He was a serviceman. When he signed up for the Army, my grandma, who passed away on the 1st of November several years ago, it's been a fun couple of weeks. Man, anybody that knew Mama will know that she was one heck of a songwriter and a singer. And I mean, country. Oh, she was country. And she wrote a song whenever my cousin signed up for the Army. It's called From a Boy to a Man. And I managed to get a recording of her singing it. It's one of the very few recordings of her singing that I know that we have. But it's on my YouTube page as well. It's from several years ago. I'll have to double check and make sure it's still set to public. I believe it is. But if you get a second to go back and listen, that's straight up Mama. I mean, she was great. I know I'm missing some other people. I know I've got other family members and other friends that were in the service or are in the service. I don't mean to miss you guys on purpose. I do this with no notes off the cuff, which is probably not the most intelligent way to do it, but hey, whatever. It's my show. So, anyway, if you know a veteran, if you meet a veteran, if you see a veteran, if you're related to a veteran, think of veteran. Think about the veteran. And, just be kind. I think that's it for the show today. I'll try to be back next week with extremely ridiculous bull crap to make up for this one being kind of sappy. If you get a chance, check out my boys Hassel and Monster over on the Nerdy Man Room show. They're still recording. I think they're recording a show today, so it should drop in the next few days. I think. I could be wrong. I don't keep up with their schedule as well as I should. I got Twitter. I don't do the Instagram or the Facebook right now, so if you want to get a hold of me, reach out to me here. That's the best way. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies. You know, give them something to do. Maybe they'll leave you alone if they're watching me. Maybe they'll become my enemy. That's exciting. But you know, just enjoy life. Enjoy your freedoms. If you're in America, if you're not in America, hopefully you got some pretty cool freedoms wherever you're at, and some good food. Oh, I forgot about food. Apple pie, and hamburgers, and hot dogs. I apologize. I'm sorry. Back to it. I'm back. Okay. So that's my show. I'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave me a comment, leave me a complaint. You know, just reach out. All right. You guys have a good one.